What is going on, you legends and legendettes of the Interwebz? My name as always is Charizard with some brand new hair, and welcome to the inner workings of my mind. A few months back I did a theory as to why Princess Peach always got kidnapped on Mario, and although it did bring about some rather debatable subjects, it has been the most successful video on my channel to this day. And obviously recently I did a top 5 in 5 for Pokemon Gen 1, which got me thinking, why is Charizard the god Pokemon? Now I know what you're thinking, just another guy ranting on about why Charizard is the best. But there's very good reasons as to why I've chosen this today. Okay, so you first load up your game, you're super excited, Professor Oak comes out of nowhere like some pedo waiting in the grass for you, and then he then lures you back into his lair and then gives you one choice. Is it going to be Squirtle, Bulbasaur, or Charizard? Now a lot of you would choose the first or the last one, because Bulbasaur is just Bulbasaur, he's ugly and completely useless. Squirtle on the other hand is a turtle, he shoots water, looks cool when he grows up, etc, etc. Charmander starts off cute, then goes to Charmeleon, and then grows into a dragon of epic proportion. But using science, I bring to you the reasons why Charizard is the best starter Pokemon from Gen 1. First Pokédex entry, for example, from Gen 1, or from Red and Blue, however way you want to put it, is this. It spits fires that is hot enough to melt boulders, known to cause forest fires unintentionally. Okay, how there is no forest fire in Pokemon is beyond me. That's point one, okay? That's not why he's the best one, I'm just saying. Why is there no forest fires? But if you actually read that statement, hot enough to melt boulders, aka rocks. If through some sheer coincidence that you guys will know this from, obviously from your science classes or just in general, then props to you, but it takes temperatures of somewhere in the lines of between 600 and 1300 degrees in Celsius, which would be 1100 to 2400 degrees in Fahrenheit, to melt a rock that would turn it obviously into magma. So basically we've got a Pokemon here that can destroy rocks, turn them into magma, and just bring about the end of the world pretty much. Now don't get me wrong, Pokemon is a child-friendly program, but let's just take that aside for one moment. If you had a Pokemon that could physically melt rocks and turn them into magma, then no Pokemon would be alive, okay? Pokemon is a show in which your Pokemon faint or become weak enough to be captured, but this Pokemon could physically destroy any Pokemon in the snap of your fingers. So let's take example, your rival chose a Bulbasaur. He wouldn't, because if he chose Charmander as a starter Pokemon, he's going to take Squirtle because he's an absolute douche. But Bulbasaur would just get obliterated in a matter of minutes, and Squirtle would stand no chance. Squirtle, or by this point it would probably be Blastoise, would use Water Cannon or Hydro Pump or something like that. So obviously try and take down your Charizard, okay? You with me? So if you have a Pokemon that is capable of melting rocks at that temperature, what is water going to physically do, you know, to Charizard, okay? The water has an evaporation temperature of 100 degrees in Celsius. So therefore, your Charizard is pretty much evaporating any attack. Squirtle's useless at this point. I mean, hell, he could probably melt Squirtle's shell for all we know. Another point is that Charizard can fly. Now, how many Pokemon, just general one, for example, that you know that could jump first of all that high in order to reach Charizard, okay? So this Pokemon is already OP because he's several feet above the ground, and the only things that are really going to affect Charizard are going to be bird Pokemon. Spearow, automatically dead because the flames would incinerate his feathers. Most of the flying Pokemon that you know would automatically be out. Articuno, he's an ice type, okay? Which brings me on to my next Pokédex entry. Okay, so this entry is from Pokemon Stadium, and it reads, its fiery breath reaches incredible temperatures. It can quickly melt glaciers weighing 10,000 tons. Okay, Articuno, you're dead, mate. You're absolutely slaughtered. You're out for the count. I think the only thing that could physically harm Charizard is going to be any electric types. Zapdos, for example, he's a flying Pokemon, but at the same time, most electric Pokemon require some form of charging up or powering up before they can attack, in which Charizard can see this come in, move out the way. Well, in theory you could, but in theory you also couldn't, because, I mean, the speed of lightning itself is about 220 million miles per hour, which is about 1/3 the speed of light, but that's just getting technical, and we'll have to go on to a different theory for that one if you guys want to see it. So basically Charizard is a walking furnace of pure fire, energy, and destruction. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this little theory of mine as to why Charizard is the only Pokemon worth mentioning, and 2, the only Pokemon worth grabbing at the start of the game, even though it's Charmander that you start off with, but you get my drift. What starter did you choose at the beginning? Let me know in the comments down below and as why. My name, as always, has been Transcorvan. Hit that like, share, comment, and subscribe buttons. Hit me up on my personal accounts, which is my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, my YouNow, my Tumblr, my Twitter, which of course I'll be trying links down below. And until next time, be the very best that no one ever was. I love your faces. Peace out.